Trump returned to the White House with a plan years in the making, and he's bringing unprecedented changes to the U.S. government. Is he starting a revolution, or is he just burning it all to the ground? Welcome to America Uncovered. I'm Chris Chappell. Trump, with the help of Elon Musk and his DOGE bros, have gone full scorched earth, reshaping the federal government. And it's driving many balls to the wall crazy. I wonder what history will have to say about big balls. Were they on the right side, or did they hang more to the left? A wave of executive orders resulting in mass purges. Lots and lots and lots of purges. I haven't seen this many people lose their jobs at once since folks selling Y2K bunkers on January 2nd, 2000. It's only been 3 weeks since he officially came into office, and his opponents are completely baffled by Trump's political and legal maneuvers, failing to block his agenda. It's like trying to goal keep against 400 penalty kicks at once, and they're using big balls. Politico, not known for being particularly friendly towards Trump, asked, has any incoming administration been better prepared for power? Never mind the first 100 days, Trump's team had a battle plan for the first 100 hours, and they've executed it with stunning efficacy. From the barrage of executive orders to DOGE's all-out war on government, it's all been way bigger than anyone foresaw. Rudderless and bewildered, Democrats had no idea how to respond. People are calling this a revolution, though clearly they see it as more a Libyan revolution of 2011 and less a Haitian revolution of 1791. If you don't get the references, do some research. This revolution is upending and rewiring America's most powerful institutions. It's a fundamental remaking of the federal government. It's the most radical Republican transitioning since Caitlyn Jenner. Trump, and by extent Musk, have utterly disrupted the federal government and rooted out many non-political employees, much too quickly for bureaucrats to react. Think of it like a Trump-Musk Category 5 hurricane, but instead of rain and wind, it's pink slips and funding freezes. For decades, people in government were able to largely keep the status quo, no matter which president was in power. These people are used to facing scrutiny, and they know how to use politics and media to their advantage. They know how to play the game, how to push certain policy agendas forward, and how to slow walk or even undermine others. But Musk's DOGE bros are a completely different animal, specifically this one, than they've ever encountered before. There are no committees, no approvals, no red tape, just unprecedented access and algorithms to map out payments and much of the federal government's inner workings, all at the press of a button. They're techies, after all. And money always leaves a trail. With Trump's blessings, DOGE has gained access to data in the Treasury Department, the Education Department, the Pentagon, and much, much more. Turns out the government doesn't like being under surveillance. Good thing they never did that to citizens, otherwise they'd look like massive hypocrites. This access was used to cut tons of what they see as wasteful government spending, especially in USAID. The old guard that was once thought to be impenetrable, the ones who built power behind closed doors and held on to it, have been challenged by Trump and DOGE. And they've been trying to cling on with traditional defenses such as media leaks, stonewalling requests, and slow walking. But it's clearly not enough. That's thanks to an entire army of personnel prepared with clear objectives, mapped legal authorities, and direct lines of support ready to neutralize resistance within hours, many of whom can't even legally drink yet.
My colleagues are getting 15-minute one-on-one check-ins with 19, 20, and 21-year-old college graduates asking to justify their existence.
Critics are calling this a coup, claiming the group seeks to block payments for healthcare, childcare, and other essential programs. They call DOGE a national security risk for its role in what they say is the most damaging first few weeks in presidential history. Clearly, they must not be counting William Henry Harrison. If you don't get that reference, do some research. Then there's the privacy and cybersecurity concerns when it comes to DOGE accessing federal data. There are also many questions about whether DOGE's motives are even constitutional in the first place. But whether this was necessary or not is for you to decide. All of this is part of what many supporters call a counter-revolution against the deep state, something that Trump has long positioned himself to fight against.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all. When I get back into the Oval Office, I will totally obliterate the deep state. They will be obliterated.
Forget the Boston Tea Party, this is a tea bagging. Others say Trump is just fighting an imaginary enemy, and the deep state is just a myth. What's that, Shelley? Oh, the deep state is far preferable to the Trump state, and it's fighting back. In fact, a divided America needs the deep state. The deep state may be a crucial source of stability. So the deep state is both real and not real simultaneously, like Santa Claus in a house with a 13-year-old and a 6-year-old. The New York Times is circulating a video it put out last year saying it turns out the deep state is actually kind of awesome. Don't you miss the days when propaganda at least tried to be subtle? So the deep state is awesome, but not if it belongs to Trump. In fact, Trump's creating his own deep state with gambling and hookers. Resist! The thing is, the reason why so many people are okay with Trump's own revolution is because their trust in institutions like the government and media has hit rock bottom. In a lot of people's minds, the deep state that Trump's ripping apart is the same deep state that blacklists conservative news, targets Trump followers, and radical traditionalist Catholics, in addition to shoving left-wing agendas down people's throats. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, that's actually kind of awesome. Anything that receives U.S. funding, whether it's for humanitarian purposes or supporting journalism, is assumed to be something much more nefarious, nothing more than advancing deep state agendas and profiting deep state agents, which is why many are okay with Trump and Musk throwing the baby out with the bathwater, especially since so many are worried what the deep state is doing with babies. There's very much a real war for power, and the stakes couldn't be higher. So the deep state is real. It's only a question of whether you think they're the good guys or the bad guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm doing my best to keep up and bring you nuanced and fun episodes. We're having fun, right? But I need your help. I need coffee so I can stay up all night reading hundreds of Musk's tweets to make these episodes. Subscribe to our new premium website, AmericaUncovered.tv. It's just the price of a bag of coffee. Just click on this button that's been on screen. And do you like video games? Of course you do. So check out my recent review of the new game Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. Thank you for watching America Uncovered.